Hello, stamping friends, and welcome to another episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. My name is Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. Today we are going to make truly a speedy card. And so let me show you the paper that we're using. This is from a brand new set of designer series papers in the new annual catalog, and this is May of 2022. This is from some papers called Abigail Rose, and I really like kind of the understated look, a little bit vintagey. So there are just a couple of colors in this paper, but they're very neutral, and this is what we're going to use to make our quick and easy card today. I'm also using this punch, and I'm gonna, in the description, I'll put the name of it because right now it's escaping me what this punch is called. But this is going to be our punch, and we're actually going to use a piece of very vanilla cardstock. This is just a scrap. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready to go. All right, like so. And then we can put our punch aside. And I did mention that we're using very vanilla. I am typically a basic white cardstock person, but I will use vanilla, especially when the designer paper really calls for it. And I think that the kind of neutral tones of this, as well as perhaps the background, lends itself more towards vanilla. So for this card, when you're making it on your own, determine your designer series paper first, and then if vanilla is a good choice, you're going to do that. If white is a better choice, then you'll do that. All right, so this piece of designer series paper measures 4 by 4. And then your second piece, which should coordinate, this one measures 1 1/4. I'm just double checking. 1 1/4 by 4. So you have 4 by 4 and 1 1/4 by 4. These should coordinate. Okay. Then I have a piece of vanilla cardstock that is 4 by 5 1/4. This piece is going to go on the inside. And then let's talk about this piece. I'm using Crumb cake, and this started out as a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. So this was a whole piece of cardstock cut lengthwise, so that this piece was 4 1/4 by 11. This is what it would have looked like originally, okay? Scored, let me turn this so it will fit inside the screen, scored in half at 5 1/2. So that's what this piece is. Then I took it, and on the piece that's going to be the front of my card, I put it back into my cutter, my paper trimmer, and cut a piece off that is 1 1/4 inches. So this is what's left, okay, of that piece. This is going to be the card front, and this piece that we cut off, we are also going to use. So let's get started. This is going to be very quick. First thing I'm going to do is attach my designer series paper, this little strip, to the vanilla cardstock that's going on the inside. And I might also take this opportunity to wish you a happy Memorial Day weekend. This video is appearing on YouTube on Saturday of Memorial Weekend. And so I hope that you have some fun plans. I hope that a teeny bit of that includes some creativity, hopefully card making or stamping of some little cute projects. And I hope that it includes something fun with your family. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, and it's hard to decide sometimes which good and fun things to choose to fill your weekend. All right, so that little strip has been added to my vanilla cardstock right along the edge. And now I'm going to attach this to the inside of my card. Here in Southern California, we have had some lovely warm weather this week, in the upper 80s, but quite comfortable if you like spring and summer warm weather. It's a little bit cooler for the weekend, but still definitely outdoor barbecue, swimming time weather. I would love it when you are done watching today's video. If you leave me a comment, tell me where you're watching from. I think it's so fun to see where the audience members are from, and maybe share with me what your plans are for the Memorial Weekend. The inside of the card is done. Now we're going to put the final touches on the front. So I'm going to attach the 4x4 piece of DSP right to the front. I am using my liquid glue, which is extra nice because when I lay my piece down, if I need any time to straighten it or reposition it, I still have a little bit of time before it dries. All right, I'm just kind of eyeballing these borders. That looks good to me. So I will go ahead and give that a good press. Okay, now we're going to go to that little strip of crumb cake that we originally cut off of our card base. This is going to get attached crossways right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up perfectly on the folded edge of my card. Okay, so flush with this folded edge. I'm kind of eyeballing it so that it's as centered as possible without measuring, and lay it down. The reason that I mentioned lining this edge up is because if it seems a teeny bit long, it's going to hang over here, and then we can take some scissors and easily trim that off. If you've ever done this and tried to trim off an edge where there's a fold, every now and then, if you're not careful, you actually can nick that fold, and then you end up with a hole in your card. So it's a really good tip to line this edge up right at the edge, nice and straight and flush with this, and then use this side to do your little bit of trimming if you need to. And now it's perfect. Okay, so the last thing we'll do is actually the first part of our stamping. So I have my tag here that we punched in the beginning, and I'm going to, this is a really cool tag shape. It could be used this way or this way. So I'm going to use it in this direction with the straight edges on the sides. I'm using Early Espresso ink. And my stamp today says, "You're absolutely amazing." So I really like words like this that are a little bit generic, because then this could still be a thank you card. Inside your message could be thank you. It could be birthday. It could be almost any kind of celebration. So having a card that says "You're absolutely amazing" gives me the opportunity to use this card for lots of different occasions. All right, so I'm inking up my stamp. I am going to pull in a Stampin' Pierce mat and put it under my tag. When I use photopolymer stamps, I really do like to do this, as it gives me a cleaner image when I do my stamping, just with that little bit of give that the mat provides. Like so. All right, this piece is going to get attached to the front of our card. I'm going to let it dry for just a second. My ink pad seems like it was very inky. And at this point, you could completely decide on your own to attach the tag with dimensionals if you want a little bit of lift, or with some tear and tape. I just went ahead and used my liquid glue. Okay, so I'm going to eyeball this in the center of my band, left and right. And I'm going to give it a nice press. And the last thing for our quick and easy card today is a simple embellishment. These are the brushed brass butterflies. I'm going to use two of them. I'm going to use one of the larger ones and one of the smaller ones. This guy is stuck on the inside of my bag. And I also want to make mention that this was one of the 3 cards that we made this last week at my virtual or my Facebook Live event called Stamp and Bingo Night. This was one of the 3 cards that we made, and I will link that video up here in the corner for you. And if that is something that you would like to check out, you can see this card again, as well as the other 2 cards that we made on Tuesday night. All right, so I've got my smaller butterfly here, and I'll take one of the larger ones and put it down here, like so, and we have our completed card. So thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Simply Saturday. If you would like to visit my website, and I will put links to these down in the description, my website is stampwithjuliebaum.com. If you click on Shop Now, you'll be redirected to my online store, and you can purchase products for this or other card making projects that you're working on. The host code that is good through the end of this month is listed here, and you can put that in the little host code box at checkout. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Bye.